Hello and welcome. For this video, we are going to be discussing using prompts. Prompts are an important tool in ABA, but what are they? Prompts are clues given to aid in providing correct responses. Prompts are important because they help the learner to get correct responses more quickly than on their own. Correct responses lead to reinforcement, which increases the likelihood that the behavior will occur in the future. Prompts can be very beneficial for young learners and when adding a difficult skill. There are 6 different types of prompts that are used in ABA, and they will be discussed in order from the least amount of prompting to the most. For the purpose of this training, most of the examples given are what will occur during table teaching, but these prompts can be used outside of table teaching and in the natural environment. The first prompt is a visual prompt, which is a picture, object, or written words that the learner can see that aids in giving the correct response. An example of this would be illustrations of the steps to washing hands hanging over the sink. The second prompt is a verbal prompt, and that is where the instructor tells the learner the answer or part of the answer. So for example, when asking the learner to identify an object, the instructor may say, "What is it, cat?" or maybe "What is it, k," the beginning sound. The third prompt is a gestural prompt, and that is any type of gesture that the learner can see that the instructor has provided to, again, aid in getting the correct response. So this might be pointing, nodding, or reaching. So the instructor might tell the learner to find the cat and then point to the area of where the cat is. Or perhaps when the learner is providing the correct response, the instructor might nod in agreement. The fourth type of prompting is modeling. And that is when the instructor displays the response or skill that the learner is to complete. So an example would be taking the learner to the sink and washing your hands, demonstrating the steps of hand washing before having the learner wash their hands. The fifth prompt is a partial physical prompt. For this prompt, the learner is given some physical guidance. So you might guide the learner's hand to the side of a table. If you say, "Find the cat," you might guide their hand to the side of the table where the cat card is. Or if the learner might be about to err, you might move the hand in the direction towards the correct response. The last response is the full physical prompt. And for the full physical prompt, it's also known as hand over hand. And this is when the learner's hand is physically moved to complete the task. So again, using the cat example, you might say, "Find the cat," and you would physically take the learner's hand and put it on the cat card. When deciding to use prompts when teaching, it is important to fade the prompt so the learner does not become dependent on the prompt. There are 2 types of prompt styles that can be used to help teach. The first type of prompt style is called most to least. For this style, you would start with the full physical prompt and then work your way down until the learner can independently provide the correct response. Not all of these 6 prompts might be needed. The second style of prompting is most to least, and that is when the instructor would give the demand and then wait for the learner's response. If the response is incorrect, the instructor will provide the lowest prompt, and if the response continues to be incorrect, additional prompts will be given, working all the way up into the full physical prompt. Research has shown that less errors are made when using the most to least prompting, but new skills may be gained quicker when using least to most prompting, but that can be dependent on the individual. When deciding to implement a prompting intervention, it is important to have your target responses selected and to have the style of prompting that you want to use planned. You should have the next prompt in the sequence planned and set criterion for when to move to the next prompt. Keep data so you can see when to fade prompts and to remember to provide reinforcement. It is also important to remember that the goal of using prompts is for the learner to be able to provide the response independently. Thank you.